I see Revive's comment in chat. Yeah, I've seen most COD YouTubers say if they announce carry forward, Battlefield has a real chance. Well, like what real chance of what though?
So
Well, you
what? Yeah,
know,
what is? Yeah,
like carry forward, I think is a in terms of casuals that aren't even seeing this entire discussion about skins. That is like carry forward is pro consumer in every single way.
mm.
Getting able to carry your cosmetics over and weapons and everything from the previous year is something that's never been able to be done in Call of Duty prior to Modern Warfare 3. Um, because you had as tail as long as time that oh, why would you ever open supply drops? Why would you ever even bother grinding Call of Duty past 6 months if nothing's going to carry over for the next year? It's all you just reset. You get reset every single year. So they started doing that. People are like, oh, now it's going to ruin the game entirely.
The switch up is crazy,
I
dude. That's
Yeah, but real chance of cosmetics. I think the cosmetic uh the cosmetic argument. I think that's very online dominated.
mm.
When most people, like, I remember when I was a kid playing games, I would try to run the most wacky stuff I could in any game when I was a kid, and I kind of still follow that now. um whether it comes to the some sort of purple skin, or some of the black cell stuff looks pretty cool, and I also like the milsim stuff. I also like looking like a just a normal soldier,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think Call of Duty has that mix. But I think where people get really upset about it is that they either like one. Some people like one or the other, and it's most likely tailored toward the milsim side of it. And they're like, "Oh, I see American Dad in here," but like we said before, these things make a lot of money, so um, I don't think they're going to stop really anytime soon. And most of the crossovers, I saw a tweet about it where it was like most of the crossovers are 90s specific, aside from American Dad and Squid Game. All the rest of them are 90s or
Yeah.
90s properties. They fit the era, they fit the universe. So, that's
It,
another conversation too. Where I think realistically, I think Activision needs to ask each individual player if they accept this crossover or not before doing it. Because obviously Activision forgot to ask for
permissions of
those people's permission first. Um,
I mean,
but
there's so much to unpack there because, like, first of all, does anybody remember the crisis during MW2's launch window? Everyone's like, wait a second, you can't bring any of your Modern Warfare 19 skins over to MW2. Like, people were, and that game had some crossovers. You had the Texas Chainsaw, you had Billy Puppet, maybe not as many crossovers as like what we see now, obviously, but still, it's not like those games didn't have some wacky, goofy skins too. There was cat ear operators, there were some goofy masks, like there were some goofy skins in Modern Warfare 19, definitely not as much as now, but people absolutely were advocating for some type of carry forward. And I remember my mind being blown, like I said, seeing last year's responses to the fact that you cannot bring anything from MW3 to BO6. And I was just sitting there scratching my head, like, why would you be able to? A 2020s game, to a 90s game, like, why would it's never made sense to me. And then, looking at the reception, all that now is wild. But that's not to say you can't criticize or advocate against cel-shaded cartoon skins, whatever. That's fine. But it makes you wonder, right? Let's say BO6 just didn't have Beavis and Butthead and American Dad. Would that change the carry forward conversation? Because I think if people didn't have crossovers to go against, then they would just go against simply the bright, furry animal skins,
the unicorn skin, the weed skins.
Yeah, that, like the super bright Mastercrafts. That's what people would attack next. The goalpost would move anyway. So I think carry forward is kind of a doomed conversation that is dominated by online conversations, like you said. So there's that. Obviously, even if they stick to their guns, right? If DICE says, hey, even with the free-to-play Battle Royale coming around the corner, we're not going to add any wacky crossovers, no Nicki Minaj, like they said in the statement earlier today. Okay, it's like, okay, that's great. That means that you have an alternative choice when you pick up a game you want to play, an FPS. You have Battlefield that's taking itself seriously. You have Black Ops 7 that probably will take itself serious for like the launch window, and then we'll get into the crossover stuff throughout the live seasons later. You have that choice. Play what you want. It is what it is, dude. Like somebody was saying, like, oh, Battlefield will have a chance. Like a chance at what, though? Because Battlefield's never put a dent in to COD sales. It's never, quote unquote, killed COD. Battlefield 2042, as problematic as it was, And as problematic as Vanguard was, you didn't really see a shift in like what the dominant game was that year. You sent me the numbers yesterday. What were the official sales to date for COD
I
versus Battlefield?
believe I I had to do a little. I might have to do a little more research on this, but from a quick Google search, I searched total franchise sales Battlefield 88 million, total franchise sales for Call of Duty 500 million. That might be a little bit off. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I think the figures I found were 2022, but from a quick search, that's what I found for that. But it
Yeah.
might be off. I'm not too sure. But um, just to preface that, because I haven't done too much research into it, but at the same time, like I don't really, I don't really care how much Battlefield is sold, how much really Call of Duty is sold, because like I think they both look like good games, and I think that's a possible out for this entire conversation, where both games can just look good.
Right. Well, we haven't even seen
And
the
that's
other game yet. We
something.
haven't even seen the other game yet. That's what I don't understand. People act like we've seen full gameplay of BO7 already. It's already done. Like, write it off. It's like I saw a tweet being like, "Oh, Dice, you have an uncontested year." It's like I was like, "What the fuck game? What have you seen about Black Ops 7 that you're already saying that?" It's like I just don't understand that at all. I really don't get it. Is it just because of carry forward? But I see Halo dudes comment the cell shaded skins and maps are better on MW3. It's true, but let's say the cell shaded content in BO6 was as good as MW3. Would that then be an opening for people to say, okay, I don't mind carry forward in BO7 now? Like, is it just because of the cell shaded stuff that people are mad about? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's just such a divisive and polarizing conversation. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's just it's wild seeing just the stretching that is being done out there. It's like, oh yeah, Dice has it in the bag. People actually think that like someone like me or another COD creator is sitting back being like, damn, dude, I should have jumped ship. I'm nervous. I'm gonna be out of a job. Like, people really do believe that that's what's going on right now. It's like, saw the reveal yesterday. I thought it looked great. I'm excited to jump into it. There will be some second channel coverage, absolutely. And that's that. It's that simple. It doesn't mean I'm jumping ship or anything. It's not that serious, man.
Yeah, like I think it's good for Battlefield to be getting, to kind of have a presence again. But will Battlefield release every single year?
No,
I don't think so.
no.
So it could have an insanely great launch, a month before Black Ops 7 based off the rumored dates. And then, comes next year's Modern Warfare 4. And then if there's another Battlefield, how will it maintain the relevancy?
Mhm.
Is the post launch going to be like that good for a $70 game, released a year prior still? And I maybe they have this crazy content plan lined up, or they have like big marketing like Battlefield 6, year two, like they have like big like year two marketing. I think
big
that could be a
roadmap.
possible way to do it.
Yeah.
That could be a possible way to do it, but yeah, just with EA, I don't know. EA legitimately pulls plugs on games. It's like Ubisoft and that. So we'll see. I want Battlefield to do good. I think it looks awesome. I'm like I said, very excited to hop in the beta. Um, but the post launch is where it matters for games nowadays. And the only thing we got yesterday is that they're going to add new maps and modes
Right.
for post launch, and I assume they're going to follow the same thing as like 2042 with weapons, and obviously I think we got confirmed there's going to be battle passes with Black Cell esque features. So
Oh, that's another good one. That's another the Black Cell.
yeah,
The Black Cell
which is
equivalent.
already starting to be a controversy because I saw something where people like legitimately thought that Battlefield's going to have zero microtransactions, and I'm like, boy,
You're in for a rude
you have
awakening, brother.
no idea. Yeah, you're gonna be getting battle passes, event passes that have all been trying to copy, the Call of Duty formula when it comes to Black Cell and everything, right? Multiple games are now copying the Black Cell format, the finals, and then Battlefield 2042 has it. It's returning in Battlefield 6. So
I think you were one of the first to
this,
report on that I saw, the Battlefield 2042 Black Cell equivalent.
a few months ago, yeah.
Yeah, you were the one of the first to report.
A few months
on
ago,
that.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but like this game, and they're saying that the skins are going to they're going to remain like true to the universe, and you know, what could that mean though? 2042 has a Dead Space crossover. That game wasn't allergic to getting crossovers.
Yeah, because it fit the theme pretty well, right? Yeah.
Well, it's just like, I mean, I don't even really know if it's the theme. It still looks cool, but yeah, we'll see. I think naming Nicki Minaj specifically in the new report is like,
That's wild.
we'll see. I mean, they
Was that the most
they could
problematic
never.
skin they could have thought of though? Like I don't even understand that one either. Like having rappers or celebrities
Yeah.
is that more problematic than what people really
Something from,
argue
like,
about
2
with
years ago too.
Yeah, that's really strange. But
Again, you know, I'm starting to see more echoes of like X Defiant and Splitgate, and
as far as community sentiment,
yeah, that. But I'm also like, it's like these companies can't just keep COD out of their mouths. They can't do it. If they're making an FPS game, they can't help but take a dig at it. And you know, we'll see how it works out. And you know,
right?
if they're talking shit and they have stuff to back it up, fair enough. That's awesome. But you know, from what we've seen in the past, most recently with Splitgate, and obviously you can argue that Splitgate's a lot smaller of a game, and I agree.
Yeah.
But you know,
Well,
I feel like we're gonna get more and more digs. As
sure, I don't doubt it. But in all fairness, the press could be annoying as hell, and they for sure were up Dice's ass asking about Call of Duty, guarantee. Because you could tell some of the responses the press gave, or some of the responses that Dice gave to the press didn't even mention Call of Duty when asked about Call of Duty. They kind of didn't even say the name. So I feel like you know, they're not trying to come out and be like Splitgate as far as their digs at COD. It was cool. It was funny seeing Vance Zampala. He was originally at Infinity Ward. It's cool to see him.
Well, I mean, the Nicki Minaj thing is pretty.
That was dumb. That was dumb. I know that comment was dumb. I thought that was a very odd thing to say. But the thing that I don't think people have talked about enough is that what if Battlefield's just trying to be Battlefield? It isn't trying to necessarily compete with Call of Duty's live service model, which is an update almost every week, but at the very least, a major content drop every 30 days, a season or reloaded. Battlefield might not be trying to even compete with that. So that again is going to reaffirm the idea that these games will coexist, have different schedules altogether, different focuses, different trajectories of support and whatnot. Especially with the big one that I wanted to go into, which is Portals. But to your point again, I think maybe people are overhyping themselves on what they would hope is a COD competitor, when really it's just trying to go back to the roots of Battlefield and do its own thing. So yeah, it'll be really telling. I mean, when the game actually comes out.
Yeah, I guess we'll wrap up the Battlefield discussion. I'm excited for it. I want it to do very well. It looks awesome. And you know, hopefully they can back up. Hopefully they can back it up and stick the landing with launch and beyond. And you know, that's all we can really hope for. So
yeah. Well, what I was gonna say too is, how do people expect a free-to-play battle royale to keep getting support? You know, obviously MTX are going to come in. I saw a few tweets with images like, "Oh my god, they confirm," because it says it in like the fine print on optional in-game purchases. Did we not think the game was going to have that in the year 2025? Like, I thought that was hilarious seeing some tweets like that.